Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today going to be doing a Dragonmaid deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this one for you guys because this deck is an extremely consistent deck that is super fun to be able to play and summons out absolutely massive dragon monsters. I've included some really spicy tech cards in this build for you guys, so without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Like getting your name description in a single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your patron. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Chamber Dragonmaid. This card is a definite 3-of in the build. It's probably one of the best normal summons in the entire deck. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Dragonmaid spell or trap from your deck to your hand, which is a great ability to search out cards like our Dragonmaid Fusion spell, Dragonmaid Changeover, our copies of Dragonmaid Hospitality, or even Dragonmaid Tiding, which is so cool about this card. We then play 3 copies of Parlor Dragonmaid. Parlor is a really cool 3-of in the deck that has the ability, if it's normal or special summon, you can send 1 Dragonmaid card from your deck to the graveyard, which is an amazing effect to get the exact card you need into the grave. We then play a single copy of Kitchen Dragonmaid. Kitchen is great as a 1-of in the build because this card has the ability, if it's normal or special summon, you can add a Dragonmaid monster from your deck to your hand, and then send a Dragonmaid monster from your hand to the graveyard, which is a really cool ability to get your big Dragonmaid monsters, or in their dragon forms, into the graveyard because they all share the ability to tag themselves out at the start of the battle phase into a dragon form, so you can get the exact dragon form you want into the graveyard so that you can basically tag into that card, which is a really cool effect. I love that about these cards, that they tag into their dragon forms. It's just a really cool ability. We then play a single copy of Nurse Dragonmaid. Nurse Dragonmaid is a definite 1-of in the deck. This card is basically a walking monster reborn that you can actually normal summon this card out to your side of the field, or if it's special summon, you can actually target a level 4 or lower Dragonmaid monster in the graveyard and special summon it back to your side of the field, which is just going to help you swarm the board. We then play a single copy of Laundry Dragonmaid. I'm currently testing this card as a 1-of in the build, and it actually has come in extremely handy because I am playing the Bestial cards in this build, and this card helps us fuel the graveyard with light and dark monsters, because if this card is normal or special summon, you can send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard, which is a great ability if you have Bestials in your hand, or you want to get cards into the graveyard to be able to just basically summon out a bunch of Bestials to your side of the field to go in for game. But this card is extremely helpful in the build. It's a really nice tech card. We then play a single copy of Lupar. Lupar is really good as a Dragonmaid form to be able to tag your Dragonmaids into this card at the start of the battle phase, because this card is just absolutely massive. But this card is also a hand trap because you can actually discard this card and then target 1 face-up monster on the field, and then players cannot activate the target's effect until the end of the turn, which is a really cool ability. And also has the ability at the end of the battle phase, you can turn this card back to your hand, and if you do, special summon a level 3 Dragonmaid monster from your hand, which is a great effect. We then play a single copy of Ernest. Ernest is great as a 1-of in the build because this card is an insane effect. That quick effect, you can discard this card to special summon a level 4 or lower Dragonmaid monster from your hand, which is just going to help you get an additional monster on the field. And at the end of the battle phase, you return this card back to your hand, and if you do, special summon a level 2 Dragonmaid monster from your hand, which is a great effect. We're then also playing 3 copies of Black Metal Dragon. Black Metal Dragon is a really good normal summon in the deck, because if you normal summon this card out to your side of the field, you can link it away for a copy of Striker Dragon, and once you do, this card is actually going to let us search out a copy of Red Eye's Darkness Metal Dragon, which is basically a walking monster reborn, which is insane because this card is super easy to summon out to your side of the field with the ability to just banish a dragon monster off your side of the field, which is a really cool ability just to be able to get rid of a card on the field and then summon it out, which is just amazing because this card is a walking monster reborn to bring back your copy of Black Metal Dragon and then link them both away for Hieratic Seals, which is basically full combo. We then play 3 copies of Lubellion. Lubellion is an amazing 3-of in the build because this card searches any of our level 6 bestials by sending itself from your hand to the graveyard, and if this card's in your hand or your graveyard, you can actually tribute a level 6 or higher Dark Dragon monster to special summon out this card. And also, while this card's on your side of the field during your main phase, you can place a branded continuous spell or trap from your deck face up on your side of the field, which is always going to be a copy of Branded Beast that you're putting on your side of the field, because you can actually recover your copy of Branded Gained from the graveyard off your copy of Branded Beast's ability, which is a really cool ability. We then play a single copy of Magnamut. Magnamut is great as a 1-of in the build because this card searches other dragons, but all of our level 6 bestial monsters actually share a common effect, that you can target a light or dark monster in either player's grave and banish it, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand. And it's a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster, which is so cool that all of your bestial level 6 are hand traps, which is so amazing. But this card has the ability during the end phase, after this card was special summoned to your side of the field, you actually get to add a dragon monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, which is a great ability. We then play a single copy of Druisworm. Druisworm's amazing for spot removing cards off the field. 1 copy of Sawnir. Sawnir has the ability, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you send a bestial monster or a branded spell or trap from your deck to the grave, which is always going to be a copy of your Branded Regain. So you can get to it with your copy of Branded Beast that you place on your side of the field with Lubellion's ability. We then play a single copy of Baldrake. Baldrake's also really good as a 1-of in the deck, just to spot remove cards off the field, and it's an amazing 1-of in the deck. We then play 3 copies of an extremely spicy attack card, and that's going to be 3 copies of Assault Synchron. I absolutely love playing Assault Synchron in the decks. Just by taking 700 points of damage, you can special summon this card out to your side of the field. It does lock you into Synchro monsters while it's on your side of the field, but that's totally fine, because we're going to instantly Synchro summon this card using one of our level 6 bestial monsters, or even our copy of Lubellion, to step into a really powerful level 10 Synchro monster, or into a copy of Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon, which in turn is going to help us step into a level 10 Synchro monster by bringing back our copy of Assault Synchron back from the grave off your copy of Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon's ability, which is such a cool ability about this card. I love this card as a 3-of in the deck because it just helps us Synchro summon into really powerful cards like Chaos Angel, copies of our Baron de Fleur, or even our copies of Dispatter, which is so cool about this card. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom was definitely a 3-of just to stop the opponent from touching the deck. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to be playing a single copy of Dragonmaid Changeover. Dragonmaid Changeover is an amazing fusion spell that helps us fusion summon into cards like our Dragonmaid House, which is so cool to be able to instantly go into, but this card is a really good 1-of in the deck. We then play a single copy of Chaos Space. Chaos Space helps us search out our copy of Lubellion, which is a really cool effect to be able to use this card, as our copy of Lubellion is actually light, and we have a bunch of dark monsters in the deck to help us get to our copy of Lubellion so we can use its ability to get to any one of our bestial monsters, which is such a cool ability about this card. We then play a single copy of Branded Regain. Branded Regain is really good as a 1-of in the deck to help us with our banished cards, because if a light or dark monster is banished, except during the damage step, target one of those monsters and place that monster on the bottom of the deck, and if you do, draw a card, which is an amazing effect just to instantly put a card back on the bottom of the deck and draw a card. And also, once per turn, if your opponent normal or special summons a monster except during the damage step, you can target a bestial monster in your graveyard and special summon it back to your side of the field, which is an insane effect. We then play 3 copies of Dragonmaid Hospitality. Hospitality is basically like Monster Reborn but crazy, because you get to special summon a Dragonmaid monster from your hand or your graveyard in defense position, then send a Dragonmaid monster with the same attribute but a different level from your deck to the grave, which is an optional effect to send it from deck to grave, but it's still really cool that you can do that. We then play 3 copies of Pot of Prosperity. Pot of Prosperity is really good as a 3-of in the deck because it helps us just dig into the deck for the exact card that we need. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Dragonmaid Tidying. Tidying is definitely a 3-up in the build because this card is an amazing ability that lets us target a dragon monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls or in their graveyard and return them back to the hand. You can also banish this card in the graveyard to special summon a Dragonmaid monster from your hand or grave in defense position but return it back to the hand during the end phase, which is a really cool effect to be able to use with this card. We then play a single copy of Branded Beast. Branded Beast is definitely a 1-up in the deck and card you always want to put on your side of the field with your copy of Lubellion because this card is a pop but also helps you recover your copy of Branded or Gained back from the graveyard by placing it on your side of the field with this card's ability. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, guys, we're going to start with 2 copies of Dragonmaid House's Dragon Form. This card is a 3500 Walking Negate with a crazy powerful effect that during each standby phase, you can actually special summon a level 9 or lower Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard, which is a crazy effect to just help you swarm the board. And when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Also after that, return this card back to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon a Dragonmaid House from your extra deck to your side of the field, which is a really cool ability. We then also play 2 copies of House Dragonmaid. I feel like 2 is really all you need for the deck because it's so easy to be able to summon out this card, but you always want to summon out with the Dragon Form, which is really cool to be able to do. And this card is really once per turn during the standby phase, you can target one of their Dragonmaid monsters you control to special summon a Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position, whose level is 1 level higher or 1 level lower than it. And when another face-up dragon monster you control returns back to the hand, except during the damage step, target 1 monster your opponent controls and destroy it, which is a crazy powerful effect. We then play a single copy of King of Atum. We do play a lot of level 6s in the deck, and this card is just amazing because you detach material in this card to special summon a dragon monster from your deck to your side of the field, but make its attack and defense 0. But this card cannot attack the turn you activate its effect, but that's when we play a copy of Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger, because you can overlay it on top of our copy of King of Atum to be able to attack, and this card helps us do piercing damage and give us another material for Zeus. We then play a single copy of Zeus just for board wipe. This card is just amazing in the deck as a 1-up. We then play a single copy of Typhon. Typhon's also really good in the deck as a 1-up because you can make this card extremely easily, and it's also a walking negate. It's a really good card in the deck to be able to use as a bounce as well. We then play a single copy of Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel's a great 1-up in the deck that does not actually require a tuner. You can make this card with light and dark monsters, making it super easy to make this card, but it has the ability to use light monsters to synchro summon in this card. Then synchro monsters that you control are unaffected by monster effects activated by your opponent. If you use dark monsters, then monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle, which is a really cool ability to use this card. And also, if this card is a special summon, you can target 1 card on the field and banish it. We then play a single copy of Dispatter. Dispatter's a walking negate and is insane in this deck, especially since we're banishing cards, because this card has the ability you can target a banished light or dark monster and special summon it to your side of the field, which is a crazy powerful effect. We then play a single copy of Baron de Fleur. Baron de Fleur is really good as a 1-up because this card is a walking negate and also pops cards on the field. 1 copy of Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. We play this card as a 1-up because we can use our copy of Assault Synchron plus a level 6 Bestial monster to be able to make this card, then use its ability to bring back Assault Synchron to our side of the field, and then step into our copy of our Dispatter or our copy of Baron de Fleur. We then play 2 copies of Hieratic Seal. Hieratic Seal is basically full combo and is really cool because we can actually spin cards off the field and also bring out other dragon monsters to our side of the field off this card's ability. We then finally play as a single copy of Striker Dragon because you do need a Link 1 in the deck, and this card is really good to be able to play in the deck. You don't play it for its effects, you just play it to link away your copy of Black Metal Dragon or one of your other monsters so you can bring it back with your copy of Hospitality. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This deck is super fun to be able to play. If you guys have never played Dragonmaid before, you should definitely give this deck a try because it's really fun to be able to play, and I absolutely love Dragonmaid because it's just a really fun deck to be able to play. I really love the Bestial cards in the deck, and playing the copies of the Assault Synchrons is just really nice to be able to do in this deck. So that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.